So Mr. Tully said this project could be about any biology topic we're interested in. And it could be a research paper or an illustration or a video or something. So class, here's my video. It's about some of you, so pay attention. I'm overweight. And it's obviously a hard thing to deal with for all sorts of reasons. But the biggest problem I've been having recently is not about me personally. It's everyone else. It's how everyone else sees me and treats me just because I'm overweight. And all of you might assume things about me, about all fat people that probably aren't true. So my project is talking about these myths about weight and prejudice and getting some actual facts out there. You know how Mr. Tully assigned this project like a month and a half ago? Well, for the last month and a half, I've been bringing this camera to school. In here, just like this. So it picks up pretty much everything you've said, so don't be surprised if you hear yourself in this video. Here's a little snippet from Arthur and Mr. Tully found 3 weeks ago.
Hey Benny, what'd you get on the cell quiz?
An 83.
You would have thought someone with so many cells would have done better.
As you all know, we'll be hearing much more from Arthur, and we'll see if he can top that. And we'll see if Tully does anything about it, like a good and caring teacher would. And now, I present the statistics. In the past 20 years, obesity in children and adults has doubled. In that same time, obesity in teenagers has tripled. Now, what am I supposed to do when I hear those numbers? I don't know. Those statistics are really scary, but I don't think about obesity like that. All I know is that I have to deal with a bunch of stereotypes and prejudices every day, all over the place. And at school, I get picked on. I'm not going to pretend it isn't harmful because it is.
Whoa, is this even legal? Am I going to have to get my lawyer?
Searching for Twinkies? Hey, what's with the camera there?
With the face there.
Better than yours.
Just because I'm heavy, other people assume I'm lazy, stupid, mean, unpopular, and that I eat too much. But stereotypes aren't the truth. They're mean and annoying, but most of all, wrong.
These are the genes that are responsible for things like eye color, skin color, being left-handed or right-handed.
Does it affect being fat?
Some people say that it's genes that affect their weight.
It's not genes, it's Twinkies.
Or pancakes. Or sitting around doing nothing.
or ice cream with gravy on it.
I'm gonna have to call a foul on that Twinkie comment. Arthur said it, but you, Mr. Tully, you've been teaching biology for years, and I thought maybe you'd have the facts. Well, let's find out what the causes of obesity are from, experts.
The causes of obesity are very complex. It is a combination of genetic factors, environmental factors, psychological factors, and it's important to recognize that so that when we look at someone and we see whatever their body weight is, we don't make assumptions about their behaviors based on that information.
Whoa, that's weird. That expert researcher with a PhD just said that the Twinkie thing was wrong. Let's double check.
It's not genes, it's Twinkies.
Genetic factors, environmental factors, psychological factors.
Right. Of course, if someone just sits around and eats miles and miles of Twinkies all day, they'll gain weight. But I don't just sit around and I don't eat junk food. Maybe the causes of obesity are very complex.
The causes of obesity are very complex.
You gonna keep sitting in front of that camera till the end of time?
No, just until the tape runs out. The project is due in a week and I haven't even added graphics.
Well, I haven't even done anything.
So coming back to that, if we looked around this room, you see lots of different body shapes and sizes. So lots of different diets.
Then you may remember he singled out two of us, me and my friend Erica.
So someone like Erica probably had a pretty healthy breakfast this morning. Somebody like Bene, I don't know, probably had...
Pancakes. Again.
No, I had toast and an apple.
Oh, you mean an apple pie?
What Arthur is trying to say is that having a healthy diet and staying active and exercising, they're really the only things that are keeping you from having a normal body.
And I'm right. Just look at Erica.
Okay, two things. One, I've been pally with Erica since like the 2nd grade, and she spends a whole lot of time eating junk food and watching TV. And she's still like a size 0.
Myth. Erica eats nothing. Fact. Erica won a pie eating contest 2 years ago.
Yes, fact, she did win a pie eating contest. Can you not? I'm trying to make a point. Okay. 1, Erica has a crazy diet. 2, here's my morning routine. I get up early. I have an apple or a banana and some OJ with toast. And then I take Brutus for a walk. Just a leisurely stroll. Then I get ready and head to school and have to hear stuff like this.
It's not jeans.
Pancakes.
Twinkies.
Or ice cream with gravy on it.
Pancakes.
Or sitting around doing nothing.
It's complicated. Healthy diet and exercise are important, but they aren't going to make me shrink. And I'd gain more...
Diet, exercise, and a shrink ray.
And I'd gain more weight if I ate what Erica does. If I'm eating healthy and staying active, then I'm probably in better shape than Erica. Just because someone's skinny, it doesn't mean anything. Look, here's another doctor.
We talk to parents about healthy lifestyles. We find that one of the biggest misconceptions they have is that equating being thin with being healthy or being obese with being unhealthy, and that's just not necessarily the case. There's a lot more that determines obesity besides what kinds of foods you eat, what kinds of physical activity you do, or sedentary behaviors you do. A lot of it is familial or genetic and really outside of the child's control. And so the important thing is to always value health over appearance.
It was a tough geometry test.
Hey, Erica. What'd you do? Bring your pet pig to school?
Arthur, why are you breathing?
Does your sister know you have her hoodie?
Shut up.
Jerk.
Let's clarify what happened there. Arthur and Megan walked by and called me a pig. A pet pig, actually. Arthur and others are clearly prejudiced against overweight people, and there aren't any scientific facts to back them up. What if Mr. Tully said something like, "People with blue eyes usually have lower IQs than everyone else. It's true. If you see someone with blue eyes, you should just assume they're dumb. And ugly." If everyone thought that, people with blue eyes, even if they were really smart, would start to feel pretty bad about themselves. Hearing all the name-calling and laughing behind their back, you know, "Hey, Bluey." Generally, people view blue-eyed people as stupid, mean, ugly, lazy, and unpopular. That seems pretty ridiculous. Having mean thoughts about somebody for being the way they are and looking the way they do. It's childish. It's ignorant.
I just need it for the next 2 periods.
I don't have an extra
Cake
tape today.
for lunch?
And you've been wasting it.
I'm not wasting it. I think I'm actually getting Megan's ego on camera. It shows up as an evil aura.
Wouldn't it be easier to smear that cake on your thighs?
You can stop carbo loading now.
How many lunch periods do you have? You're only supposed to have 1, and I think that may be a problem.
She's having a salad.
She shouldn't be having anything at all. She looks like a pig. off, John.
You need this. This is why you're bringing it to school. I'm not turning it off.
Don't worry. They're just mean kids.
Yeah.
Pig?
You're not a pig.
I don't know. Maybe they're right.
No.
People make fun of me all the time because I'm fat, and I just put up with it.
You're gonna be alright. It's not like this hasn't
happened before? Yeah, I know. Thanks.
Hey, if you go to the nurse and say you have pink eye, you can get out of here.
I didn't go to the nurse and lie to her and go home. I sucked it up and went to gym. And guess what happened there? I got teased in the locker room, and when we were picking teams for soccer, Jen Martin called me Thunder Thighs. I scored a goal though, but no one seemed to care. You know that scale in the locker room? Last year we all got weighed in a big group for some reason, and Miss Keenan skipped my name on the list and weighed me after everyone was gone. She thought she was being nice, I guess, but it turned into this whole joke where they said they couldn't use that scale because it didn't go up high enough. I showed a lot of name-calling and ridicule, but sometimes it's when people don't say anything that hurts the most. People deliberately look away from me when I pass them in the hallway. It's like if we make eye contact or say hi to each other, I'll make them gain 100 pounds on the spot. What I'm saying is, it's not just the teasing that's the problem. Bias and prejudice against people with thunder thighs is something that's automatic. Someone sees a fat person. Someone sees me. And they already have me pegged. They already know everything about me and what they want to think of me. And what I have to live with every day is knowing that people automatically think less of me.
Weight bias has a range of negative consequences, and students who are teased or victimized because of their weight are vulnerable to depression, anxiety, low self-esteem, and poor body image, all of which can take a considerable toll on emotional well-being. In addition, weight bias can increase vulnerability to unhealthy eating behaviors and avoidance of physical activity, both of which may reinforce additional weight gain and obesity.
It seems like the prejudice does a lot of harm. Do you really want to hurt someone like that? Were all those mean jokes funny enough for my depression and stress and anxiety to be worth it? It hurts. It still does. Because every time I'm in biology around Arthur, who thinks it's okay to make fun of me, and around Tully, who just doesn't care, I'm constantly reminded that people don't respect me. Why? Because I have more fat cells than them? Which, by the way, I don't have total control over.
There are biological and genetic contributors to body weight, which people do not have total control over.
I wish there was an easy solution to this problem. I wish that people weren't so superficial and that the prejudices and biases, or whatever you want to call them, just didn't exist. I guess you just gotta realize that people are different. And that's probably the coolest thing about people as a whole. Discriminating because of weight is just as ignorant and mean as discriminating because of skin color or gender.
The girl's right.
And I'm sure...
What if Arthur made fun of Dave because he's in a wheelchair and then Mr. Tully just let it happen all the time? Be on the news or something.
Yeah. And I'm sure that everyone who bullies fat people knows someone who's fat that they would never try to put down.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I used to have braces, remember?
Oh yeah, when I first met you.
Yeah, you know, remember Donnie O'Malley? He used to go on my bus? He used to brutalize me. He'd call me things like train tracks until I just decided not to take the bus anymore. Well, I mean, I know what you mean, and I know how ridiculous it is.
So, you were picked on a lot?
Yeah, one day I just yelled at him and scared the heck out of him. Maybe that's what you should do. Just freak out Arthur and Megan. Get a megaphone and a soapbox and start a riot against weight prejudice.
I don't think starting a riot would do anything. It would get me a detention and probably a court date, but it wouldn't really teach Arthur or Megan anything. I'm just saying, don't knock fat people. Because it's just terribly mean and nasty and vicious and lousy and rotten. Fact? Fact. So class, I'd like to conclude my project with what I've learned in the past month or so. Doctors seem to have their ducks in a row about this whole diet and exercise thing. I eat well and I exercise. I'm doing the best I can with the body I have. Everyone's body is different. The science behind it is complicated. I could eat the same thing as any of you and our bodies will respond differently.
I'm worried some of you might be putting gravy on your ice cream.
I was looking for that. Keeping friends around when you've got the blues helps a lot. There were some days when Arthur was on a roll that just got to me. I'm glad I have John and Erica around.
And then walk the dog.
I did already! And my family. They're good to talk to because they listen and they don't call me fatty or tubs like some people at school. It does hurt to be teased. But what sort of person does that? They don't know how much it really affects me. It's at least enough for me to spend a whole lot more time than I needed to on this project. Well, that's it, I think. I've cleared up some myths about overweight people. I've secretly recorded a classroom, and I've said some not so nice things about the teacher grading this.